everyone, and welcome to a new video on my channel. My name is Ode, if you're new here, and I'm usually coming to you from Edinburgh in Scotland, which is where I live and where I record my usual podcast. But today I am coming to you from still Scotland, but the beautiful Shetland Isles, and I thought I would try a little bit of a different video and do a bit of a vloggy style thing. I've never vlogged before, so it's probably going to be absolutely terrible, but yeah, I'm going to try. The reason I decided to vlog is because, well, actually, let me start from the beginning. The reason I'm here is because my husband and I are on vacation for a week, and it just so happens that this week, or part of this week, is also Shetland Wool Week, which is a big wool and yarn and knitting event slash festival here in Shetland at the end of September. It's got all sorts of things. It's got a marketplace, it's got yarn vendors, it's got lots of classes and workshops and things like that. And so our trip is like the later half of our trip coincides with the first half of Shetland Wool Week, which is really exciting, and which is why I thought I would try to record some bits for you, because I thought you might be interested in this as well. So like I say, my husband and I are here for a week. We arrived yesterday, Wednesday, and today is Thursday. It's actually late in the afternoon already. But yeah, it's been absolutely amazing so far. It's only been like a day and a half, but it's been really, really great. Really happy to be here. I'm not going to share everything that we do with you because it's probably going to be boring for you, and also it's our vacation and I don't want to be filming all the time. But we're going to be mostly doing walks, I think, which I will share some footage of with you, and then a few Wool Week related things. So I didn't sign up for any classes or any workshops or anything like that during Wool Week. The tickets just sold out really, really quickly, and yeah, which is fine. I'm absolutely fine with that. But I am going to go to some more like free events that I will show you when I get there, and also visit a bunch of yarn shops and wool places. We are staying at a very beautiful Airbnb with a lovely host, and our neighbors are two very friendly goats and a sheep. I think the sheep thinks he's a goat, but he's also very friendly. We're about 20 minutes south of Lerwick, which is the capital of Shetland. And so yeah, so we've been doing a bit of walking today, and then yeah, we're going to go to Lerwick on a few days just to attend events. And I will, if it is wool related, then I will share that with you. I've also seen a few yarn shops that I would like to visit, 3 in Lerwick. 2 of them are Jameson's of Shetland and Jameson and Smith, which I'm sure you know those brands and wool producers. They're the main, like they're very big for fair isle knitting and things like that. So I'm excited to go to the in-person shop because I've never been there. I've ordered multiple times from their website, but I've never been to the shop, so that's really exciting, and I'll take you with me. And then I also want to go to a place called Loose Ends, which I think is more of a varied yarn shop, and I think it also has things for like spinning and maybe sewing and things like that. So I will take you there as well. And then yeah, any other wool knitting related things that we do, I'll do my best to remember to film and I will take you with me. So yeah, I think that's it for now. Just a little bit of an introduction of where we are and what this video is all about, and hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully it ends up on YouTube, because if it's really bad, I'm just not going to post it, so I guess you won't see it. So if you see it, is that it's kind of okay. And yeah, if that's not really your kind of video, then that's absolutely fine. I'm also planning to record a podcast in early October when we come back, because I've got a lot of knitting to share with you. All right, enjoy this video, and I will talk to you later. morning. Today is Friday. It's a beautiful day, and the plan for us today is to go up to Lerwick. And we're going to Lerwick because we've booked not an exhibition, a tour at the Shetland Museum and Archive, all about craft life, and that is in the early afternoon. So we're going to go this morning as soon as we're ready. It's about 10 o'clock I think now, and just walk around town and then have lunch somewhere and then go to that tour. If you can hear some water running, my husband is showering next room. But yeah, so I think I'll take you with me at least to the yarn shops that we're going to visit, because that's part of what we're going to do this morning. Most yarn shops are, Lerwick is a very small town, so the yarn shops are all within walking distance. I think we're going to go today to one called Loose Ends, which I think is the sort of yarn shop that stocks all sorts of different kinds of yarns, and I think they also have spinning things and things like that. And then I think we're also going to go to Jameson's of Shetland, which is in the center on the commercial pedestrian street. And yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I was trying to think of have a bit of a plan of what to buy, because I don't want to go into those shops and then be a bit overwhelmed and then not really know what to get and get like random skeins that I don't know what I'm going to do with. So yeah, I had a little thought like before we left for our holiday and yesterday, just to think of like what I might want to get. And I think what I'd like to get is some sort of either yarn or like a pre-made kit of yarn and pattern to make a colorwork cowl. I think that's what I would like to get out of this trip. I don't need to get a lot of yarn. I have plenty at home. I just want to get something that's a bit of a souvenir kind of thing. So yeah, I'd like to make myself a colorwork cowl. And I think I'm going to see what they have in the stores. Obviously, like Fair Isle and colorwork knitting is a big thing here, and most stores have kits with the colors already picked, which is good, because if you watch my podcast, you know I've never really done colorwork, and I really want to do it, but I don't think I would be able to pick colors myself just yet. So I would rather get a kit either, or just to find a pattern that tells you which colors to get, just to make sure that they all match and that they're all looking good. So I think that's what I'm going to be looking for, either from what they have in store, and if they don't have anything in store that I like, I found one on Ravelry that I'm going to try and show you if I can. It is, I don't know if you can see well. It is this one. It is called the Sea Swell Snood, and it is from it is by Nicole Coates, and it is part of the Shetland Wool Week Annual 2021, so from 2 years ago, which I already have at home actually. So I already have the pattern and I really like the way it looks, and so I might get yarn for that. The only thing is that I don't have the book with me, and the Ravelry page doesn't give you any indication of the yarn colors to pick and how much of each yarn you need to get. So, and I don't even think the actual Wool Week website says anything either. Yeah, so I'll see. Either I find something else that I like and then I'll get that, or if I want to get yarn for this specific cowl, I might ask. I'm sure, I don't know, maybe the shop owners in the various shops or whatever have a copy of that pattern book that I could just look through and see how much yarn I need and each color. I think I kind of like the color that the pattern uses. I don't wear a lot of blues, and I don't know that it would match a lot of things that I have, but I think just wearing like out for a walk when I'm just wearing my black coat, I think it would be really nice. I really like those, let me show you again, those like sandy and like blue colors. We went to St. Ninian's yesterday, which you probably will have seen footage of that, and it was really those colors like sand and sea and things like that. So I think I'd like to do it in those specific colors. I just need to find someone that would have the patterns just so I can look up that kind of information. We're also going to, like I said, we're going to the museum this afternoon, which is also the archive, and I wonder if they might have a copy of that pattern somewhere. So yeah, we'll see. So that's one thing that I'm going to be looking for. And then I also told Kyle that if he wanted, if he found something that he liked, he could get a kit to make a hat, like a Fair Isle hat, a cap, or skull cap, or however they call it, and that I would knit that for him. So maybe we're going to also be looking out for that. Yeah, and I'll take you with me. So I'm excited, and I hope you are too. Good afternoon. We're back from a lovely day in Lerwick, and I got some yarn, and so I thought I would share that with you. We went to an exhibition, not an exhibition, a guided tour at the Lerwick, not the Shetland Museum and Archive, which was really, really nice. It was a guided tour all about craft life in the past, and from like, I think it was like 200, 300 years ago, and it was super interesting. The guide was amazing, and she has a craft herself, so she's a crafter right now, and it was interesting to hear how things have changed and how some things have not. And yeah, really fun. I'm really interested into craft life and what it was like before and what it's like now. And yeah, so we found this very interesting. And then the museum itself was really nice, and they have a little display of Fair Isle knitwear, which I thought was really fun. I took some footage, and hopefully it's not too bad, and I can put in this video as well. And they had a whole display case with all the samples from this year's Wool Week annual booklet, which was really nice to see them sort of in person. I mean, through the glass, but in person. Yeah, there's some really beautiful patterns in this, and I'm very excited because I ordered a copy of mine. I just need to remember to go and pick it up. Also, I need to look up where I'm supposed to go and pick it up. But yeah, so I'll share that with you when I get it. But that was what we did this afternoon. And this morning, like I said before, we went to a couple of yarn stores in the city centre of Lerwick. One was Loose Ends, which, as I said, was I assumed was more of a general yarn store with all sorts of yarn, and it actually turned out to be almost like a haberdashery. It had yarn, but also had all sorts of sewing things, all sorts of like crafty things in general. It was a nice shop. I didn't film there. It was a nice shop, but the yarn was mostly acrylic, so that was not really something that would interest me because I don't really enjoy knitting acrylic. But I think it's actually quite nice because obviously being on Shetland, a lot of yarn is wool. Like, it's Shetland wool is a really high quality wool. It's a lovely wool, and so I think having a shop like that sells other things, other fibers. I think they also had a bit of cotton can be really nice, because, you know, like some people might not like tolerate wool, might find it itchy or something, and having the option of finding acrylic and not having to order it from mainland Scotland or the UK or something like that, I think it's really nice. So yeah, I think that shop was like, it was really great that it was there, but it's also not really what I was interested in. But then what I was really interested in this morning was going to Jamieson's of Shetland. So I haven't knit with Jamieson's of Shetland before. I've knit with Jamieson Smith, which we will go to the store later on this week. But so I was really excited to go there. The store was really nice. It had sort of like these buckets on the wall with all the shades. It was just so pretty. It had a lot of samples, or I don't even know that they were samples. I think they were just like garments and things already knitted that people could purchase. And they had some needles and they had patterns, and yeah, it was really nice. And so I got some yarn there. So like I was saying before, I was a bit on the lookout for a kit for possibly a color work cowl, and we were also on the lookout for a kit for like a hat, a beanie, or a skull cap or something for Kyle. They didn't really have any kits there, which is fine. Like I said, we're gonna go to Jamieson Smith later on, and maybe they will have something there for Kyle to find. But if not, there was actually they had patterns there, and there was a pattern that Kyle really likes. And so if we don't find a kit somewhere else, or something that he likes better somewhere else, we will go back and get the yarn for this pattern. And because it's Jamieson of Shetland yarn, and the pattern is, I'm gonna show you a picture. It's the crafter's cap. It's this one in this specific color. It was published in Shetland Wool Week Annual, I think 2020. I think it was one of the years where it was completely virtual because of COVID. And yeah, so this was designed in, I think, 5 or 6 different color schemes, and the one Kyle really likes is that blue one. And it so turns out that the yarn used for that blue one is Jamieson's of Shetland. So yeah, if we don't find anything elsewhere, then we'll go back there and we'll get the yarn for that. And then for me, I did get the yarn for the Sea Swell Snood that I was showing you earlier, so I'm just going to show it again. It was really nice as well. And I was like I was saying, like I didn't bring the book with me, so I didn't have the colorway specifically and the amount of yarn that I needed, but thankfully they had the book in the shop. So this is a pattern that was in Shetland Wool Week Annual 2021, and yeah, the woman was really nice. She helped me find the colors, because as you can imagine, and I'll show some footage, but there's tons and tons of colors. So, and they're arranged beautifully by shades, but yeah, it's a bit like you kind of need help to find the colors that you need, if you know the colors that you need. And the woman, the lady working there, was really lovely, and she helped me get the colors that I needed. So here it is. I'm gonna show it to you. It uses 3 colors. One is like a neutral color, and I needed 6 skeins of that, and then one is a greeny warm green, and then one is a blue, and I need 3 skeins of each of that. So here, excuse the noise of the bag, here are the colors that I got. It's blowing out a bit because I'm sitting in front of a window, but you get the sense. It's the same colors as on the pattern. I really like it, so I decided to stick with that. And so the colorways are, this one is Natural White 104, which is what it says. It's natural white. It's like that creamy sheep white. It's not like super bright white. And then the greeny color is Pistachio. It's this lovely colorway. And then the blue color is called Willow 769, and it is this beautiful colorway. So yeah, I'm really excited. Like I said before, I haven't really done color work before, and I think this pattern is going to be quite a nice way to start, and also very easy. I looked at the pattern in the shop, and yeah, basically you cast on in the round, and then you repeat the little design in green and in blue in the round, like for us however long it tells you to do, and then I think you graft the end at the end or something like that. So yeah, it should be a very easy beginner color work pattern, and I'm excited to cast on. I need to have a look at needle size and gauge and all of this, but yeah, I think that would be really fun. So that was our day today. It was a really lovely day. Now we're just back home, and I think that's it. We're just gonna chill home for the rest of the day. I'm gonna knit, obviously, because that's what you do. Yeah, we're just gonna relax. I thought I could show you the knitting that I brought with me. So we're staying here a week. I was trying to be reasonable about the amount of knitting that I brought with me. I also wanted space in my luggage to bring wool back, so that was a factor. But I brought I brought 3 projects. The first one is one that you will have seen on my podcast before. It's my florist socks. I think they're called florist shorty socks because they're supposed to be shorties, but I'm making them full size. The pattern is by Lindsay Fowler, and they're in that nice pink yarn. I talk more about it in my podcast. So I've done the legs on both socks. I actually did most of the second leg the first afternoon that we got here, and then I started the heel flap last night. So that's project number 1 that I brought with me. I just leave this one at our accommodation and I knit on it when we're here. Then for another one that I knit on, that I don't like take around with me, but that I knit on when we're at our flat, is a test knit actually that I'm doing for Rebecca of the Creabea. It is her 6 season sweater. So I'm test knitting that, and I just started working on it, and so I'm on the back right now. So this is what it looks like. I still need to do a bit more of the back, and then I'll pick up for the 2 fronts, join at the neck, and then knit down until I can join at the underarm. So yeah, it's really, really nice. It's working up really quickly, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm knitting this in a very dark brown yarn from, yeah, I think that's more true to color, from Woolly Knit. It's their Diggle DK dark brown. I don't know that it's a DK yarn. I don't know that they do it anymore, but I've had it in my stash for a while, and I think that was the perfect project for it. And then the last project that I have with me is just something to have on the go when we're out and about, and I always have it in my backpack, and it is a pair of socks. I mean, I've only done this, so it's not much, but it is a 2x2 sock. I think I want to do the leg a bit longer and then fold it. So I think I'm going to do maybe like 80 rounds or something, or 70 rounds on the leg before starting the heel. And the yarn is by Emma of Woolly Mammoth Fiber Co. It's her Hearth sock yarn in the shade something shed, garden shed or potting shed, I think, potting shed. But yeah, I'll talk more about it in more details in my next podcast. But yeah, that's what I've got with me right now. And yeah, what else to tell you? We have a very exciting day planned for tomorrow. We're going to Burra, which are islands on the west coast of, or like the west side of Shetland. So tomorrow is Saturday, and that's when Wool Week officially starts, and so that's when a lot of events happen, and also a few yarn makers, dyers, etc., designers open their studios to the public. And so tomorrow we're gonna go visit on Burra the studio of Donna Smith, which is a really lovely, really talented designer. She makes a lot of, she designs knitwear patterns, obviously, and she also has her own yarn called, I'm going to say Langsoon. I'm not really sure that's how it's pronounced, so I will correct myself later. when I find out how it's actually pronounced, but I'm really excited to visit her studio and to get some of her beautiful yarn. She posted on Instagram some of the colors and the new yarn she's going to have this year, and one of it was like a really dark warm rust, which was absolutely amazing. So I'm hoping to be able to get some of that, or just to have a look around. And yeah, the wool, the yarn I believe is like 100% Shetland wool, and yeah, I would like to get a sweater's quantity of that. I'm not really sure what for. It will depend on the colors that I find. I do want to make the Elizabeth blouse by Petite Knit, so maybe get yarn for that. And if not, I don't know, get yarn for something else. But I think I want to get a sweater's quantity of yarn from her shop. So yeah, and then we'll just walk around her area. There's lovely hikes to do, lovely places to visit. So I think it's going to be another very nice day out, and I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, that's it for tonight. I'm just gonna knit and gonna relax, and I will talk to you later. Hello, it is Saturday, and once again we're back from a very lovely day out. I will have put some footage of what we were up to before, but basically, like I was saying before, our plan today was to go west to Borough. And so we first went to Scalloway, which is I guess the second biggest town after Lerwick. And we walked around there in the morning and then had lunch, and then in the afternoon we went down to Borough. And again, like I was saying before, one of the things that we wanted to do in Borough was to go to the yarn studio of Donna Smith. And yeah, that was a big priority. And then we were going to go for a walk along the beach, a really lovely walk. The beaches here are amazing. It's like white sand and really blue turquoise sea. Like if it weren't like kind of cold and very windy, like it could be the Caribbean. But yeah, it's absolutely stunning. I love it. Absolutely love it. But yeah, so I'm coming here right now to show you what I got, because I think you will be interested in that. I think I'd said yesterday, or I guess a few seconds ago for you, that I wanted to get a sweater's quantity of something at Donna Smith's studio. And then I ended up not getting a sweater's quantity because I didn't have a pattern that I was like, I absolutely want to do it in this yarn. So, which is fine because like she ships to the rest of the UK very easily. So if I would like to make a sweater out of her yarn at some point, and when I've decided on the perfect pattern, I'll just order some yarn. But I still wanted to get something from her store today. It was a pop-up store, and it was located at the front of her own house in the kind of like a conservatory area. And yeah, so she lives on Borough, and yeah, like it was really lovely. It was really lovely to meet her as well. She's really, really nice, and she had the cutest dog who was also very friendly. So that was amazing. But let me show the yarn that I got. So she gave me this lovely little bag to carry it all. I got 3 skeins. So the yarn that she has sheep, and I think she also get the wool from the sheep of her neighbors, I believe. And then she has it spun in England. I don't think there's any mills I'm pretty sure there's no spinning mills on Shetland. And then there are a few on in Scotland, like the mainland of Scotland, but I think they're just so busy. like there's month and month of wait time before you can get your yarn spun. So anyway, I think it's spun in England, and then she sells it on her website most of the time, so you could shop there as well if you wanted some. And then occasionally, like during Wool Week or some other special times, she does a little bit of a pop-up shop and sells them in person. She's got DK mostly, and then she also has a bit of lace, which I think is new this year. I didn't get any lace because I didn't really know what to do with it, but I got some of her DK, and it's such nice yarn. It's so squishy, it's going to be amazing. So I got a kit to make this cowl, which she designed. In here I think it's very dark gray and light gray that she's done her sample in, but I got those two yarns for it. I got a brown and then like a beigey, greigey neutral. She had some skeins of like the neutral white, like solid color, sheep color, but if you've been here before, you know how much I love sort of like heathered yarn, so I ended up getting this one, which is a bit more heathered. So it's a DK weight, and this is the shade Light Stain from the 2020 clip, or sheer, I guess. Double knitting, 220 meters per 100 grams. And then the other one is Morit for the 2021 clip. So these are undyed, and they're so beautiful. So I think there seems to be a theme this year, or like this holiday, where I buy yarn to make cowls, but I'm cool with that. So this is the two yarn that I got, and then I got another one of her dyed range. Like she hand dyes it herself, and I think using only natural dyes as well. And I got one skein of this beautiful warm red, which I absolutely love. It's also DK. This is the shade Roost, and it says dyed with madder, which I need to research what that is because I don't know what it is. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna make a hat with that. Maybe something simple like a ribbed hat or something. I think that would be great for, it could be really warm. It would be also nice for like hiking, just have something a bit visible. So yeah, I'm very excited about this yarn. I didn't film in the studio because it was just my husband and I, and then Donna, and I don't know, it was a bit, I didn't want it to be a bit awkward. Like I wasn't super comfortable filming, and I didn't want to make it awkward, and I don't know, so I didn't film. But it was really lovely, and she put a lot of pictures on her Instagram about what it was looking like. I'll try and get one and insert it if I can. And yeah, I'm super excited. This yarn is so squishy, like oh, it's so lovely. And so she usually has the natural shades undyed. She has lots. I think she's like 6 maybe, like a neutral, this kind of like more neutral, a brown, and then maybe like 3 shades of gray or something like that. It's usually on her website, I think pretty much all the time. And then the dyed yarn she puts on her website when she has it available. I think she says she does like shop updates kind of thing, so which she announces through her newsletter, if that's of interest to you. So yeah, this is the yarn that I got today. And then on the way back from Borough, which is so lovely over there, like really pretty, we just stopped by Lerwick because Wool Week officially starts today. And so all the events and also the main hub with all the information was set up today at the museum, the main museum. And I had pre-ordered, I had gotten a membership just to support the event. And the membership came with like a little like goodie bag of merch things that I was to pick up here. And then I also ordered the this year's annual with all the patterns that I had to pick up, and so on the way back we stopped by so I could pick this up. This is the annual, which you may have seen online. I'm not going to go through all the patterns now, but it's really beautiful. And as always, the pictures, the photography in there is amazing. The patterns are amazing. The articles are amazing. Like they're almost like, even if there's no patterns that you particularly like, they're just almost like a a collectible, you know, because they're so nice. Like, look at that. Look at those pictures. They're amazing. So pretty. I don't have the one from last year, but I have the one from 2020 and 2021. And the one from 2021, I've made like a couple of patterns already, and there's more that I want to make. But yeah, there's beautiful pattern. There's one that I really like that I wanted to show you. I think my favorite in this year, and it's this vest. I absolutely love it. I haven't read the instructions yet, but I think maybe I want to make it at some point in the future. There's also a blue version I'm going to try and show you, but without showing the instructions. Yeah, really nice. So I got this, and then I also got the little membership package, which I haven't opened, so I'm going to open it with you. This is what it looks like. And so I'm going to open it. Excuse the paper rustling, but I can't remember what's, like, they announced on the website when you purchased it what's in it, but I can't remember. So there we go. Oh, very sweet. So there is a pen, and a pen. This is the like an illustrated version of the main pattern on this year's hat design, which is called like the boogie flower hat. I haven't knitted it myself, but it's really lovely, and it's kind of funny because if you go to Larrick or even like around all of Shetland, you see so many people now wearing their version of the hat in all kinds of different colors. It's absolutely amazing. And so yeah, so there's a pen and a pencil. There's an eraser, again with the hat on it. Oh, there's a little pin. This is fun. Shetland Wool Week member 2023. There's like a pencil case or a little pouch, which it's really nice. I could store like needles and things in there. And then there is a notebook. Very fun. Very excited to use all of this. So yeah, that's what we were up to today. I don't think we're planning to do anything yarn knitting related tomorrow, but I will still film some stuff of what we're out and about, of what we are doing when we're out and about. I think it's going to be mostly like exploring and walking tomorrow. And yeah, the next woolly thing that we're doing, or that I'm doing, is going to be on Monday. I'm going to go to Jameson & Smith, and I think they're doing an event in the afternoon where they explain how they sort and grade the wool. So that should be very interesting. I'm very curious to learn about that. And then because we'll be there, we'll also go into the Jameson & Smith shop and see the yarn that they have. I know they sell cones, which I'm not going to buy a cone because I already have lots of cones at home, and I can order it anyway. Like I've ordered many times from Jameson & Smith before. But yeah, I just want to see what they have. Kyle is still on the lookout for a hat pattern for me to knit and for him. And then Jameson & Smith just came out with new yarn specifically for Wool Week, and then they're going to have it on their website, which is like a thicker, they call it like a sport 5-ply, but I think it's about like 110 150 meters per 50 grams, so it's kind of knits up like a DK, which I'm really excited to see what it's like. So yeah, of course I will take you along with me as much as I can. And yeah, now just time for me to knit and relax and have some tea. We're quite tired in a good way. We're out most of the time, most of the day, walking, and well, it's not warm, but it's not cold either. It's like, I don't know, around 10 degrees. So with the good woolly scarf, woolly sweaters, and proper coat, we're just fine. It's just very windy, and so, you know, when you're like out in the wind all day, it kind of like, you feel tired afterwards, but in a really good way. So yeah, just time for some relaxing, and I'll catch up with you later. morning. It is Tuesday today. I'm just going to talk to you quickly because we're about ready to go. I didn't talk to you yesterday because we got back home and it was kind of late and kind of dark, but we had an amazing day again. In the morning we went for a walk along the cliffs near where our Airbnb is, and then in the afternoon we went to Jamieson and Smith, which I was really looking forward to. They were having a wool grading and sorting demonstration, which was so interesting. It was in their barn with all the wool, all the fleece, and they were explaining to us how they grade the wool by like how fine it is, or like degree of fineness, I guess. I don't know how to say that. And then also how they sort the wool, so sorting it by like the quality of the wool, but also the colors even within the one fleece that may have several colors, so getting like the white together and then the browns together and the grays together and the black together, etc. So you can come out. Kyla's just coming out of the shower. Hold on a sec. Hi again, sorry, I had to stop here for a minute. So yeah, I was saying that we went to Jamieson and Smith yesterday and it was a really good time. It was really amazing to hear all they had to say about their work. And of course we went into the shop and I got some yarn. And so I thought I would show you what I got. So I think I mentioned before that Jamieson and Smith had announced that they were coming out with a new yarn for Wool Week, and then they're gonna have it in the shop, which is a 5-ply, and so it's kind of like a sport weight. They call it a 5-ply, and they say it was inspired by the kind of wool that was used to make Genzi sweaters. And so yeah, they have about 20 colors, I think, and I don't know, I guess maybe they will expand their color range in the future, but I got 2 skeins of this to try out. I was gonna get just one, but then there were 2 colors that I couldn't choose which one I liked best, so I got 2. I got this gray, which is called Natural Gray. I think this one is undyed. And then I got this called Rust Twilight, and I think their twilight shades are the slightly heathered shades, and this is what it looks like. It's a bit more orange than it shows on the camera, but it's really pretty. So I'm gonna see what I'm gonna make with it. Someone designed a mitten pattern that uses 1 ball, so I bought the pattern. I might make that, but I also think these 2 look really good together, so I might find a pattern for those 2 together. We'll see. And I also got, obviously there were lots of cones, and you know how much I love cones, but I didn't buy any cone. But I also got 4 balls of these 2 beautiful colors to make myself this, I think it's called the Fullest Nude, this cowl basically. I hope it shows. Yeah, which Kyla's making sandwiches, that's the noise behind. Which is really lovely pattern. It was originally designed in cream and gray, and I thought I was going to go for those same colors, but then I saw this color in the shop which I really liked, so I decided to do that, and the cream was a bit too warm to go with it, so I got the white instead. This is their regular most popular yarn, their jumper weight 2-ply, and the white is 1 Optic white and the green is FC46 mix. So yeah, I got that, and then we spent the rest of the day mostly walking around town around Lerwick, going to a few spots that we haven't been to before, and then we went back to Jamieson's of Shetland to get yarn for a hat for Kyle. We went back to the original choice, which was this one, which is called the Crofter's Cap, which was the official pattern, I think, for Wool Week in 2021, and we got those colors, and I'll just show them to you quickly, but I'll talk about it more in my podcast. But this is all the colors, and each skein here is a different colorway, but some of them look very, very similar. So I think it's going to make a really beautiful gradient. Yeah, so that's what we got yesterday. We have to go now, so I'm gonna leave you. We're going to Bresse today. We're taking the ferry and crossing over to Bresse to visit a croft. That's a Wool Week event. Someone is going to take us on a tour of their croft and explain how they do things, basically. And then we're going to go for a walk. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hello once again. It is still Tuesday. It's the end of the afternoon now. We are back from another really lovely day. Like I was saying earlier, the plan today, the main event, I guess, was going over to Bresse. So took a short ferry from Lerwick over to Bresse, and then going down to Garth's Croft for a tour. Chris, the crofter, I was going to say the owner or something, but the crofter, I guess that's what he would call himself, was offering tours of his croft, explaining his sheep, how he works with his sheep, and how he also grows his own like fruits and vegetables, and all this like croft life for him, basically, and the way he's designed it for him and his family. And yeah, he's doing tours and talks about that during Wool Week, and so that's where we went this morning, and it was fantastic. We had the best time. I will have shown some footage, or I will show some just after that. We got to get to go into the enclosure with the sheep, and which are actually like Shetland breed, like proper Shetland breed, and they're really, really sweet and really beautiful sheep, like really small, all sorts of colors. And yeah, it was fantastic. He's doing like some amazing things, and I will link his Instagram below if you want to follow him. It's really, really, really cool what he does. And yeah, I'll link all the people and all the things that I talk about when there's a link in the description box below. But yeah, really happy about that. We had a really good morning. And yeah, we spent the rest of the afternoon, we went and visited a watermill and just walking around exploring the nice beaches of Shetland, which has like really beautiful like white sand, turquoise blue water kind of beaches. And then we just got home. This is our last day and our last night, so we're gonna get packing now. I had planned to bring back a fair amount of yarn, so I should have space in my suitcase, but we'll see. And yeah, we really had an absolutely lovely trip. We were here for a whole week, Wednesday through Wednesday, and that was the perfect amount of time. We focused on exploring the southern part of Shetland, so from Lerwick and south and a bit west, and that was great. Like, we've done so much. We feel like we've really explored it well. Obviously there's always more things to do, but we're really happy with what we've done. We don't feel like we missed out on anything, and yeah, that's absolutely great. And we definitely want to come back and explore the northern parts of the islands because it also seems absolutely amazing. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna leave you. I hope this vlog turned out. Oh no, there was one thing I thought I would show you um, before leaving you and ending this vlog. I thought I would maybe show you what knitwear I brought with me. So it was a whole week on Shetland. The plan was to do a lot of walks, so I wanted to bring things that I could wear out and about walking in really windy or like fairly windy conditions, possibly rain. It's not cold. I mean, I guess it depends where you live, but to us it's not cold. Like it was maybe like down to 10, like around 10, 11, 12 degrees. The wind wasn't so cold that it really like dropped the temperature. So yeah, it was, so that's what I brought. So I brought 3 sweaters and 1 cardigan. So this is my stripe hype sweater. I haven't shown it on podcast yet because I just finished it before we left, but I'll show it on my next podcast. I brought my April cardigan, and I brought my Cinnamon Mum sweater. All of these I've shown in podcast before, and this is a no frills sweater. All of these are made of like woolly wool, like mostly woolly knit actually now that I look at it, but yeah, woolly wool. And they kept me really warm. I was just wearing like a t-shirt under that and jeans and my walking boots, and that was great. Obviously I had a coat, I had like a windbreaker and like a more puffy coat, and that was fine. I was never really cold at all. And then I brought my Sophie scarf that I would wear when we would go out hiking and walking, because it's kind of warm but it's also small, so that was perfect for that. And then I also brought my Humleby shawl, and yeah, that was also great. And yeah, and some woolly socks, but that was perfect. I'm never really too sure what to pack, and a lot of the time I pack things and then I don't end up using most of it, but in this trip I used all the knitwear that I brought. So yeah, that was great. I thought maybe you would be interested in that. If you're not interested, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you here. I'm gonna wrap up this vlog. Hopefully it will turn out okay. I have honestly no idea how much footage and what I have really, because I've just been filming bits here and there, so we'll see when I try to edit. I don't know how long it's gonna be. I don't know any of that, but yeah, it's been fun filming, that's for sure. I've really enjoyed that. And if the final video turns out okay, that it might be something that I do again in the future. I'm not going to vlog like lifestyle kind of thing. Like I'm going to stick to my podcast, but if I go on trips that have decent yarn component or knitting component, then maybe I'll vlog that. If you like, let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. But yeah, we have a trip to Oslo for a few days planned at the the very beginning of December, and so obviously there's going to be some yarn shopping there, so maybe I'll do a video while we're there if you're interested. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and the next one will be a regular podcast, and I will see you there. Bye.